Hello everyone, Shroomraver here, and today I'm really excited to be bringing you my team analysis for Week 11, the final week of Division 1, Season 2 of the Pokemon Premier League. Yes, indeed. Now, this is a huge game, because this may be the last week of the season, but it's definitely not over yet. We've had a really good season, you know. Parasect Germain are still sitting at the top of the table with a so far a win-to-loss ratio of 8-2. You know, after those poor performances in weeks 8 and 9, managed to come back and grab the win against RTK in week 10, which was very crucial for us to try and continue on to take the title this season. But as I say, it's not over yet. It is still a 3-horse race at this point. We're sitting at the top of the table with 24 points and a differential of plus 11. But right behind us on 21 points and a differential of plus 11 is Alex Onesie Bainer. And right behind him, in third on 21 points with a differential of plus 8, I believe it is RTK. Now, any of the three of us can still win this season. Mathematically, it's still possible for us to win this season. Little hint and spoiler, some of the games have already been played, you know. This is actually the final game of the season, myself versus Schady. I know the results of the rest of the games. Now, if you don't want spoilers, then maybe sort of click ahead a little bit until you see the team coming up. Or at least until you see the logo of my opponent come up, then you'll know it's safe. But spoiler alert, Alex, he lost his game, unfortunately for him. But RTK took a commanding 5-0 win over his opponent, who was Kino and FC Eviton. So, what that means essentially is it's all become rather simple. We must win, or we do not win the season. If we lose this game, we do not take the title. So, let's get right into it. This week's opponent. Always the way. This week's opponent is none other than one of my very good friends and probably one of my biggest rivals, Schady and Bayern Mewnich. You may remember this kind of match that happened last season. We faced Schady in the final game of last season as well. At that point, for us, the title was gone, we couldn't win it, so we brought some fun stuff, and he ended up with a 2-0 victory. Now, the season is over for him as far as trying to take the title is concerned. He can't win anymore, so he's got nothing to lose, whereas we have everything to gain. So, let's take a look at the team Schady can choose from. The Bayern Munich roster at this point in the season is as follows: Togekiss, Manaphy, Delphox, Registeel, Shaymin, Stunfisk, Salamence, Skuntank, Mega-Audino, and Electabuzz. Some really interesting stuff there. His team has changed a lot since its first incarnation at the beginning of the season. He's got some really interesting mons on there. The likes of Delphox, Stunfisk as well. Skuntank has worked well for him. Electabuzz, I'm not even sure if he's brought yet. And then of course he's got those massive threats. The Manaphy is just such a difficult thing to take down. It can be either very, very bulky or very, very powerful instantly. Tail Glow, one of the best setup moves going. Registeel, hugely bulky. Shaymin is another one of those base 100s across the board. The fact that he's got Manaphy and Shaymin is ridiculous. Stunfisk, it's a weird one. I'll come on to Stunfisk. Salamence is very powerful and can be bulky. Skuntank, as I said, has been a lot of work for him this season. Mega-Audino, ridiculously powerful and quick. And Electabuzz, which I say I don't think he's brought yet, but can be very, very quick, sitting at base 105 speed. It's a threat. So, how on earth do we prepare for this team? Well, I've put together a team that I think is going to be able to do the job. Schady is always a very tricksy one to try and take on, especially when he's got nothing to lose, as he does in this position. So, let's take a look at the team I'm going to be bringing to try and take down Schady. And the first member of that team is going to be Lil Dunn the Victini. Victini, the captain of the team, my first selection, my go-to guy, has returned. We've got another Choice Scarf set here today. Rocking out with the moves V-Create, Bolt Strike, Energy Ball, and U-Turn. We've got max attack, 4 in special attack, 252 in speed with a hasty nature. So, why have we got these moves? Well, V-Create, as always, is kind of my clickbait. It's going to be hitting a lot of Shady's team, and indeed a lot of any team, really quite hard. Bolt Strike, that's there for the likes of Manaphy, Mega-Audino. It'll also hit Salamence neutrally, which is really good. He's only got 1 immunity to electric type attacks in the form of Stunfisk. Now, I fully expect him to bring Stunfisk, because Stunfisk's got this weird ability to hit everything on my team for super effective damage, with most of its commonly carried moves. You know, Thunderbolt is hitting a lot of them, Earth Power, Sludge Wave for the likes of my Mega-Audino. Sludge Bomb, I should say. The only one that really takes on those hits particularly well is Chestnut. And much as with last season when Schady brought the unexpected, or well I did expect it at the time, Hidden Power Electric on his Scizor to take on my Gyarados, don't think I'm not expecting the Hidden Power Flying on Stunfisk. I'm fully expecting him to bring Stunfisk. I kind of think he brought it in just for this battle. He's brought it before, but I think this was specifically the battle he had in mind. So Stunfisk is a problem, but, you know, Victini has the Choice Scarf. It's going to be outspeeding a lot of stuff on his team, and can hit them quite hard. You know, Energy Ball will hit the Stunfisk at least. And if it's going to be running an Assault Vest set, which is kind of what I expect, the likes of V-Crate will still be hitting it hard as well. Now, U-Turn, of course, is very nice on a Scarf set. There was no other move I particularly wanted to run, and U-Turn is going to be very nice to scout out the Shaman. Now, there are 2 sets that I would expect him to bring, plus a third possibly. I don't think he'll be bringing Life Orb Shaman. It puts in a lot of work against my core, but I think he can't afford to. I think he's either going to be bringing a Scarf set of his own, which is why I've got max speed hasty with Victini to at least force a potential speed tie. But then there's the other set I'm worried about. I'm kind of worried he's going to bring Ockerberry. If he brings Ockerberry Shaman, especially with potential rain support from Manaphy, Victini is in trouble if it goes for V-Crate, because he will live the hit with the Ocker, potential rain, go for Earth Power, and he will kill me. He will take out my Scarfer, and I cannot afford him to do that. So, Victini is going to be doing a lot of scouting with U-Turn for the most part, and if that is an offensive Shaman, that's going to be doing a lot of damage. It's also nice to be able to get out of there against the Skuntank. I don't want to be playing Sucker Punch Pursuit Mind Games with that thing, not with Victini, it's too important. And of course U-Turn's also going to be nice in case he wants to bring the Delphox. I kind of do expect the Delphox. A defensive support set with Wish and perhaps a Status could put the hurt on Victini. It could certainly stop it in its tracks and make me kind of scramble for reinforcements. So there's that as well, which is a possibility. But Victini, main thing early on is going to be U-Turn around, see what his switches are, see what he's going to do against it. So that's the thinking behind Victini. Next member of the team is going to be Thundurus. Thundurus is back, and this is going to be one of my main important win conditions. Because what we've got here is a Leftovers Prankster set, Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Ice, Substitute, and Nasty Plot. We've got 36 in HP, max special attack, 212 in speed. The other remaining EVs are split between the defences. Volt Beam combination of moves, Ice and Electric, has been well known for a long time as far as competitive battling goes for having excellent neutral coverage, and the story is no different against Shady's team. Ice and Electric will hit everything on his team except for... No, it'll hit everything. It'll hit everything at least neutrally. Yeah, that's what I thought. He'll hit everything at least neutrally, which is grand. If I can get a sub up, and there are a few things that I can potentially get a sub up on, especially if we're playing mind games with the Skuntank, then I can set up a Nasty Plot and start doing some massive damage to his team. Now, admittedly I am timid, I'll have to wait for for the chip damage to be done on a lot of his mons. You know, Shaman will take a Hidden Power Ice. Manaphy, if it's a bulky one, which I'm expecting, it'll probably take a Thunderbolt, let's be real. The likes of Skuntank, he could bring a bulky one, that'll take any one hit. Mega Aero, he could well EV to take a hit. He has done in the past, he might well do again. Registeel, another one that will take a hit. Bulky Delphox, all of these things will take one. And whilst they might not take it well, it's not necessarily an Oko, which means for this Thundurus to do work, I need to get chip damage on a lot of things going. And that's going to be difficult, but that's where Victini's going to come in with its U-turning and trying to wear things down with my bulky things, just get chip damage here and there, keep my mons healthy with my other sort of support section, and, you know, wait for my opportunity to send Thundurus in. But once I do, you know, Thunderbolt hitting Togekiss, Manaphy neutrally, Delphox similarly, Registeel, and, you know, Skuntank, Mega Aero. Hidden Power Ice will hit everything else at least neutrally. Electabuzz, Salamence, Stunfisk, Shaman. It hits them all neutrally, so Thundurus is going to be very useful indeed for my team. Now, 212 in speed, very quick note on that. That is just to outspeed non-Scarfed Electabuzz. If you bring Scarfed Electabuzz, then we're in a bit of a pickle anyway. But if he doesn't, and I don't expect him to bring dual Scarfers, I highly anticipate the Shaman as his first choice Scarfer. So if he does that, then Electabuzz might not be, and then at least I can outspeed it. Electabuzz is not the bulkiest of mons, so a Hidden Power Ice should be doing decent damage to it. So that's Thundurus done. Let's get on to some more defensive mons, shall we? Yes. Third member of the team is going to be Umbreon. Great John is back. It's been a long time since we've seen it. All the way back in week 5 was the last time we saw Umbreon. I have not brought this mon as often as I thought I would this season. I thought I'd be relying on it a lot. This is only its 3rd game, but it's going to be absolutely pivotal. We have got fully physically defensive Umbreon here. Leftovers, Inner Focus, Foul Play, Wish, Heal, Bell, Protect. Very standard looking stuff. We've gone fully physically defensive because I want it to be able to take a hit from the Mega Aero, and indeed the Salamence. Now, Mega-Audino would seem to be an option to go physically defensive. It's one I've used before in the past, but I'm fully expecting if he brings Mega Aero and or Salamence, I'm fully expecting Iron Tail, and that's not a risk I can take. If that's like a banded Iron Tail from Salamence, it's going to be doing far too much damage to Audino, and Mega Aerodactyl can probably 2-hit KO a Mega-Audino with those kind of moves as well, especially if it's got up a Hone Claws. Umbreon, on the other hand, can take any +1 hit from either Salamence or Mega Aerodactyl and Oko back with Foul Play, and that's going to be absolutely crucial. This is going to be my main defense against his physical threats. Inner Focus as the ability. Schady, being Schady, has brought Paraflinch Togekiss in the past, and if I can get a mon that's not going to flinch, you best believe I'm going to bring it. I'll bring Umbreon against Togekiss. Now, he'll be able to hit me very hard, but at least, if he's bringing Mono Air Slash, he won't be able to flinch me. Which is nice, you know, it's always nice contingency to have. And its other ability, Synchronize, was tempting, especially given that on this team, spoiler alert, I'm not packing any status moves. That would be my only way of getting status onto a mon like potentially non-Assault Vest Stunfisk with a Toxic. Will-O-Wisp from Delphox, actually that wouldn't matter because he's a fire type. But anything sort of Toxicking or Thunder Waving, I don't have a way of reflecting that back with Synchronize, but I want to avoid flinching if at all possible. Wish, Heal, Bell, Protect, standard as hell. Umbreon is a very, very effective Wish passer. Even non-invested in special defense, I still break 150, which is massive. It's got very nice base 95 HP. Invested in defense, it's tanking hits all day. Protect just there for scouting purposes, get back leftovers when I can. I'm looking for Umbreon to be a crutch to lean on. I haven't gone to it too much this season, but it's going to be important in this game, I'm very certain of that. Now, fourth member of the team is going to be Mega-Audino. Shardino is going up against Schady. And we've got a bit of an interesting set here. 244 HP, 12 special attack, max special defense with a calm nature. We have got Ice Beam, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, and Calm Mind. We have gone with specially defensive Calm Mind 3 attacks, which is a risk, I know. It doesn't have any recovery of its own, it's going to be relying on Umbreon to help it out in that regard. But I wanted coverage moves for Audino. if I can get 1 or 2 Calm Minds up, I can hit things pretty hard, you know. Ice Beam is hitting, looking down his list, Togekiss, Shaman, Stunfisk, Salamence, Mega-Aero. Fire Blast is good for the likes of Registeel, Shaman again, and Thunderbolt, that will hit Togekiss again, Manaphy, Neutron, Salamence, and Snice against Mega-Aerodactyl. The only ones who aren't hit super effective are the likes of Delphox, Skuntank, and Electabuzz. And, you know, of them, I only really consider Delphox to be an immediate problem. Skuntank, of course, can have Poison Stab, but I'm not staying in if I can avoid it against that. But I get a couple of Calm Minds, and I can really do some damage to a lot of his mons. Audino is not meant to be some kind of sweeper. In the past, I've brought Calm Mind with Wish support on its own. That's the sweeper set. This is here just to get some damage on whenever I can, to pave the way for Thundurus, or maybe another one, who we'll be seeing later. So that's the thinking behind Mega-Audino. Fifth member of the team is going to be Empoleon. Empoleon is here. We have a Torrent set with leftovers, max HP, max special defense, Scald, Roar, Stealth Rock, Defog. Empoleon is here for one job: deal with the Manaphy. And I don't mean 1v1 it and take it out, I mean stop it from doing what it does. I need to isolate the Manaphy to take it out. I can't have it setting up on me. If he's, no matter what setter he is, he will not be able to take me out after one turn of setup, even if that's Tail Glow with Hidden Power Electric or Ground or something. That'll be doing around half. I think it's actually a 3-hit KO after the leftovers. Empoleon is here to roar it out. I'm not messing with Manaphy, you know. I've seen what Manaphy can do. It's deadly. Whether that be the Tail Glow set, or indeed the Rest, Hydration, Calm Mind set, which I'm not going to lie, that's the one I'm expecting. I have a Victini, I'm expecting him to bring defensive Manaphy to tank the hits, try and set up on me, and go for Scalds and everything. That's the one I expect, but this Empoleon will also be able to, in the short term, get rid of, and by which I mean roar out, a Tail Glowing Manaphy. Stealth Rock and Defog, very standard. Empoleon's other job is to keep rocks up on Shardy's side and keep them off my side. Very simple stuff, it's what Empoleon does, it's its bread and butter. But yeah, in the short term, this is my red button for when Manaphy is in. As soon as Manaphy comes in, my first chance I get, go into Empoleon, get rid of it. I'm not messing with Manaphy. It's too much of a threat, I can't afford to. And of course Empoleon can do other things as well. It's tanking special hits. It should be able to 1v1 many forms of Stunfisk, which again I am expecting. Get burns on stuff, that would be ideal. It can take on Delphox, it can probably 1v1 Registeel, and Mega-Aerodactyl it can probably take a hit from. And Salamence too, you know, it'll probably take a hit from that. If I can get burns on things with Scald, the likes of those few ones that I've mentioned, that'll be absolutely grand, because Scald is my only way of getting status other than my Thunderbolting attacks and my one Ice Beam. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Get a freeze on him. I did get a freeze against his team in a practice match I had, so, you know, fingers crossed. So that's pretty much Empoleon's job. Deal with Shaman, deal with Manaphy in the short term is what we're going with there. So, we shall move on to my final Pokemon, and that is going to be my backup sweeper, Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum is currently leading the pack in the MVP race, sitting at a monstrous 14-1. And we are bringing back Tyrantrum here with the Lumberry. It's an old set, but it's a tried and tested set. This is pretty much the same set I brought in week 2. With the Lumberry, Head Smash, Earthquake, Hone Claws, Rock Polish. 36 in HP, max attack, 220 in speed. Now, what does this allow me to do? Well, after a Rock Polish, this will allow me to outspeed a potential Scarfed Electabuzz, which is grand. And that's his fastest mon. Base 105, it is the fastest that any of his mons tap out at other than Mega-Aerodactyl, which of course can't hold a Choice Scarf. So this will be outspeeding any Scarfer on his team, and by extension his Mega-Aerodactyl. Head Smash and Earthquake, once again, 2 moves that hit his team very hard. Togekiss, Delphox, Shaman, Salamence, Mega-Aero, they don't want to take a Head Smash. Earthquake does not want to be taken by the likes of Delphox once again, Registeel, Stunfisk, Skuntank, Electabuzz, you know. The only one that's not taking super effective damage from either of them is Manaphy, but I don't want Tyrantrum dealing with Manaphy. Shaymin too, but as long as Shaymin's at low health and I've got a Rock Polish up, I can deal with it. Honeclaws, once again, much like with week 2, there is no other move that hits his mons particularly harder than these two. So I might as well run Honeclaws in case I get the chance to set up twice. I don't think I will, but why not pack it, you know? Given that there's no other move that I would run to hit any of Shardy's mons harder than these two, I might as well pack the Honeclaws just in case, God forbid, I get the chance to set up twice. Much the same thinking as when I brought this particular set against Evelyn in week 2, you know. Better to have it than to waste a move slot on a move I'm literally never going to use. So that's Tyrantrum, backup sweeper as always. We'll see if it can do any work against Shardy's team. So, that's the team I'm bringing. I think it can put in a amount of work. You know, Shardy's team, I'm expecting tricksy stuff from him. Togekiss is potential. If he brings like a defensive Togekiss, I could see him bringing defensive Sharty Berry to take a head smash from Tyrantrum, which it will, given that I'm Jolly, which is probably the spread he'll be expecting for maximising speed potential. He might expect a Scarfed set just to instantly outspeed a lot of what he's got, like the Mega Aero and stuff like that. Manaphy definitely coming. I'm absolutely certain he's bringing Manaphy. I'm about 75% sure he's bringing Calm Mind with Hydration Rain. But the Tail Glow set, that's also a threat, which, to be fair, I think I'm pretty well equipped to deal with in the short term. And if he's not invested in bulk, Thundurus will outspeed and Thundurus will kill it. Delphox, possible. Possible to try and take on Victini with a bulky set. Registeel, I swear to God, if he brings Ockerberry counter Registeel and uses it against me, I might kill him in real life. That is my thing, Shoddy, and you best leave it alone. Shaymin, I fully expect to see as well. It's just been putting in so much work from this season. Stunfisk, he's bringing it. He's bringing it. He's been threatening to bring it. I'm fairly sure he will. Salamence is a maybe. Skuntank, possible. Mega Aero, if anything, is something that he might not bring this time. But it's been such a prevalent threat, and it's just got that fear factor. People don't like dealing with it. There's nothing on his team that I could really say he's not bringing that. There's nothing where I would say he's definitely not bringing any of those mons. So, difficult stuff to try and deal with, but I think between my sweepers I've got the coverage to take care of him, and my Walling Core should be able to do a decent amount of work. Interestingly enough, this is the first and only week where I have brought both Umbreon and Mega-Audino. That's how scared I am of Shardy. He's a very, very good player. He is one of my greatest rivals, and he's also a very good friend. So it'll be nice to try and take him down. And if we do, we win the league. But in order to win the league, we have to take him down. Can we do it? You had best believe we can do it. And we're going to. It's going to be tough. But we're going to give it our best shot. Now, as far as when you can expect to see the battle, I would imagine that's going up possibly Monday, maybe as late as Tuesday. We've had a few scheduling issues with battles. Both Schady and I are very busy with pre-season stuff for the Battle Union Season 2. We are both analysts over there. We are conducting interviews with the coaches pre-season and sort of looking into getting the first round of power rankings recorded as well. So we're both fairly busy with that, so we've kind of had to push back the battle just a wee bit. So that'll be happening hopefully in the not too distant future. Possibly sort of Sunday, I would imagine. That might be when we do it. So this video probably going up maybe Sunday night, more realistically Monday morning. Actually it's me, so definitely not in the morning. More realistically, this video will go up sometime Monday afternoon, and then the battle will follow probably on the Tuesday, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that, because if I can promise you one thing, it's going to be that it is going to be a great battle. You do not want to miss this. It is so crucial, and it's going to be fantastic. Now, of course, if you want to see Shardy's side of things, his links will be down in the description below. Make sure you head over there and check them out. He's got fantastic content. His battles are always of the highest quality. and his analysis is too. So do head over there and check out his stuff. You'll be doing yourself a favour. Of course, in the description below will also be links to the PPL Twitter and YouTube for all things PPL to keep up to date with all the things you need to know about the season and what's happening, of course, parallel in Division 2. Make sure you check those out as well. But that's going to be it from me. I've rambled on for long enough, so thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed. Keep supporting Parasect Germain, guys. We are going for the top. And when it comes to the battle against Schady, we're going to take it. Can we do it? Yes, we can. We can do this, and we will. But that's another for another time. That's another story. That's for the battle, which, as I say, will probably go up on Tuesday. So, my final thank you to you all for watching. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time. Laters.